Hi everyone, welcome to this Pilates practice. This is a postpartum practice, so it's for all of those that have recently had babies. The recommended or the timescales that they say, and these are just sort of rough guidelines, sort of between 6 weeks from giving birth, 8 weeks if it's been a caesarean, but obviously always consult with your GP or your health visitor before you sort of undertake any type of exercise. This is going to be quite a gentle class. We're going to be working on our pelvic floor area, which I'm sure your health visitor has told you about. And it's not going to be overly long. I'll roughly run about 35-40 minutes. And we're going to work through the pelvic area. We're going to start to lift our bodies back up and try and get some, movement back in there, squeezing the core and pulling it back to how it was before we gave birth. So I'm going to start by sitting on a boulder. If the boulder's too much and you're still sore below, take your ring, if you've got a nice ring and you can sit so that you're comfortably in the middle of your ring. And if that's still too much, then just sit on a sofa, because you've got sitting nice and tall with your back against the sofa. You can do this from there as well. So get yourself seated and get yourself comfortable. You can have your legs out long. You can take the crossed legs. For me, obviously, I haven't just given birth, so I'm quite easily being able to sit here with my legs crossed. We're going to take a little bit of our time to look at ourselves, look at our body, have a look and see how it's feeling 6 weeks on, 8 weeks on from birth, and areas that you want to focus on. Be mindful of those when we're doing the gentle exercises that we're going to be doing. So we're going to start by closing our eyes down. Okay, so if you can close your eyes down, or just downcast, so that you're not focusing on the room, around you, that you're able to look internally at yourself and not be distracted. And hopefully all babies are settled and giving you this time for you, the next 35-40 minutes just for you. So let's just roll our shoulders back and down, lifting them up, back and down, just gently. Don't worry about holding the core or anything for the moment. Generally in Pilates, we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Every breath in, we pull in the core, and every breath out, we hold the core tighter. But we're postpartum, so we're not going to push our bodies too hard right now. Now reverse the shoulders, so that they're now coming up and forwards. Just bringing them up and down and forward, rolling them gently. Amazing. Okay, now just gently move your head from side to side, releasing out your neck. Very slowly. And then come to centre and just gently dropping your head downwards, so your chin towards your chest. Just hold it there. Relax into that. Allow your body to start resting down. Lovely, bringing your head slowly back up to a nice straight spine. Okay, resting your hands wherever it feels comfortable. Let your feet relax. Let your lower legs, your upper legs, let them be rested. Take a look at the legs. How are they feeling? Are they tired? If you've got any areas that are tense, just ask it to soften. Just let them really relax. We're going to start to look around the important areas now. So your tailbone, let it be heavy, let it be soft, let it be gently weighting downwards. Your pelvis area, just relax it for now. Your lower core and your lower spine. So your lower part of your torso is soft. Into the mid part of the torso, so the mid spine, and your belly. Let it be rested. Don't worry if it's pushing outwards, just let it be gentle, let it be where it naturally wants to be. Don't be trying to hold it or anything now. and then your upper spine and your chest. Those that are breastfeeding may have very heavy chest. Let them be soft. Just try and rest them. And then your hands, your lower arms and your upper arms. So both arms are just rested down. Drop the shoulders, let them be rested and heavy. Your neck. And finally, your head. Let your facial muscles be soft. Allow your lips, your cheekbones, your eyebrows, your eyes and your forehead. Let the whole face be soft and rested. And then let everything drift away from the top of your head as you sink into this relaxation. Start to scan your body. See how it's feeling. It's tired, possibly. Just be restful now. This is your time. The music is starting to wake us back up, bringing us back to the room. Take a big deep breath in and then release through the mouth with a sigh. So breathing into the belly, take it up into the chest and then breathe out with a big sigh. Do that again, big breath into the belly, into the chest and out with a sigh. Amazing. Okay, start to lift the arms. Turn the wrists, wriggling the fingers. And then, if you can, take your legs out long, so we've all got legs out in front of us. If you're seated on a sofa, don't worry, leave the legs as they are. And then start to roll the shoulders again, backwards and forwards. Amazing. Okay, taking your head down. Eyes still closed, looking downwards, gently blink the eyes open and then lift your head back up, ready to start to do some exercises. So we're going to initially start by doing a clenching of the pelvic floor. So when you lay down you can get what they call a neutral spine, which is tilting and lifting the pelvic floor, but we can also do that while we're in a seated position. So the idea is to concentrate on your pelvis and to squeeze your glutes, squeeze the pelvis upwards, okay? We're going to do it with breath control, so we are going to try and work the stomach a little bit more and the lower muscles. So you're going to breathe in through the nose and you're going to pull in your core, and then you're going to breathe out through the mouth and you're going to squeeze your core tighter, you're going to squeeze your glutes really tight, and you're going to squeeze that pelvis upwards and then release down and let everything go. Now when you're breathing in, you might not feel that your core is being pulled in. You might think, well, I'm breathing in but my core's not doing anything. It is. The deeper tissue muscles are actually working. If you're pulling and squeezing those muscles, the deeper ones that you possibly can't feel right now are going to be contracting and working. So it's always good to do that. So you can take your hands down for support if you need to, but we're going to do that again. So we're going to breathe in, we're going to pull in our core, and as we breathe out through the mouth, we're going to squeeze the core tighter, we're going to squeeze our glutes, really squeeze those glutes, and squeeze that pelvis, lifting it upwards, squeezing it, squeeze it, and release down. You might feel a little bit of tension in your lower spine when you're doing this, but as long as there's no pain there, just work through it. Breathing in, pulling in the core, And as you breathe out, you squeeze your glutes, you tilt that pelvis and you squeeze it. Really squeeze, 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 squeeze. You're stopping that wee. We all know that, they all tell us that. And then release down. Allow yourself to just relax, give yourself a moment. Breathing in through the nose, sighing through the mouth. Okay, now also when you move your arms, you're working the core area. So we're going to bring our arms out in front of us, and if you can, clench your fists. Okay, and then you're going to take the arms up, and as you take the arms up, you're going to pull your core in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to hold the core tighter and you're going to bring the arms back down. So we're doing it with breath control and we're squeezing the core, okay? You can squeeze the glutes as well as you're lifting, because the glutes will also help the pelvis lift. So taking your arms out in front again, squeezing those fists, breathing in through the nose, pulling in that core. And as we breathe out through the mouth, squeeze the glutes, squeeze everything, raise the arms, raise them up, hold it there, keep breathing, keep pulling that core, keep squeezing the pelvis area, and then lowering back down, keep squeezing, don't allow anything to go, and then relax, rest. Allow everything to deepen, rest and down. Okay, let's do that again. Arms out in front, squeezing fists, breathing in through the nose, pulling in that core. And as we breathe out through the mouth, we pull the core tighter, we squeeze the glutes, and we lift the arms upwards. You're going to feel pulling, hopefully a gentle pulling. You might not feel anything at all around the core area. Holding it there, releasing down, holding the core, don't let it go yet. And now release down. Okay, so we're going to try and squeeze the pelvis upwards. And we're going to try and hold it for a little bit. So taking a breath in, breathing in through the nose, pulling in your core. And as you breathe out through the mouth, squeeze your glutes, tilt that pelvis so you're just tilting yourself slightly forwards, holding it there for 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep squeezing but don't hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. And allow yourself to just gently press back down. Well done, guys. Okay, so we're going to circle our arms. We're going to be doing this again against the wall in a minute, but when I do it against the wall, if you're not ready to do that, then stay in this position, stay seated, stay on the sofa with the legs, whatever is good for you. Okay, so let's just circle our arms. So we're going to breathe in, pulling in the core. We're going to circle our arms upwards. And as we breathe out through the mouth, we're just going to hold the core a little bit tighter. Breathing in, pull the core again. Breathing out through the mouth, hold the core tight. Breathing in through the nose, pull the core. Breathing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, pulling the core. Breathing out through the mouth, releasing down. Fabulous, guys, well done. Give yourself a rest, let everything relax. You might find that it's not relaxing now, you might find there's a little bit of tightness there. It's good, you're working the muscles. So now we're going to try and lift our legs, okay? If you're seated on a sofa, just lift your legs from here, okay? If you're with me and you have your legs long, we're going to just lift our legs from here, okay? But we're going to do it by pulling in our core. So breathe in, pull that core, girls. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze tight and lift your left leg. Just lift it gently, hold it there. Hold it while you're squeezing everything, hold it and lower down. Don't let the core go yet. Breathing in a little bit tighter, breathing out, lifting your right leg, holding it there, hold it, and releasing down. Relax, let the core go. Okay, we're going to do it again. We're going to try and hold it for 8 on either side. So breathing in, pulling in the core, and as you breathe out, squeeze the glutes, tilt the pelvis, lift the left leg, hands down for support if you need it. And then hold it there, squeezing everything, but don't hold your breath. Keep breathing, keep pulling in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that down. It's quite tough, guys. It's tough, really tough. We're doing it. You're doing good. Let's take that again on the other side. Breathe in, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out through the mouth, you squeeze the glutes, you tilt the pelvis, and you lift the right leg. And you hold that there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let go down, let the core release. Okay, amazing. We're going to take ourselves to the wall. Again, if you want to stay seated, you can do the moves from the seated position. So let me just push my boulder out of the way so that you can see. So I've made some space here. I've pushed my things apart, so I've got some wall space, which is quite weird to have wall space. So I'm just hoping I'm not going to slip on the carpet here, but hopefully not. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our backs nice and straight against the wall. Okay, you're just going to drop yourselves down so your feet are out in front of you. Not coming right down too low at the moment, we're just staying nicely with our feet just out in front. You're going to breathe in, pulling in that core, and as you breathe out, tilt the pelvis as we did seated down, and you'll start to move forward just away from the wall with the glutes, and then release back down. So it's a pelvic tilt against the wall basically. So breathing in, pulling in the core, and as you breathe out, lift the pelvis, lift your glutes away from the wall, and then release the glutes back. Breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, tilt the pelvis upwards, and then release down. Okay, now you're going to breathe in and pulling in the core. You're going to breathe out, you're going to tilt the pelvis upwards, you're going to hold it there, and as we did seated, we're going to bring our arms out in front, breathing in, breathing out, lift the arms overhead, bringing them back down, trying to keep that pelvis tilted upwards. Don't worry about your breath control, but keep the pelvis tilted and keep it squeezed. Bringing them down, breathing in, breathing out through the mouth as you raise the arms up, bringing the arms back down, breathing in, pulling in the core, breathing out, you're tilting that pelvis still, it's still tilted, the arms are coming up, and then they're coming back down and coming round. Okay, push yourself away and give yourselves a little rest there. Shake your legs, maybe you want to circle a little bit. When we're moving our arms, if you are breastfeeding, you start to feel yourself sort of lactating, maybe, stop that, because obviously the movement of the arms is going to be moving the chest area. So you might feel that that's something that you don't actually want to be doing, which is fine. Just concentrate on the pelvis if that's the case. So we're going to come down, we're going to circle our arms now as we did before. So again, our back is fully against the wall. We're breathing in, pulling in our core. And as we're breathing out through the mouth, we're tilting our pelvis upwards, we're squeezing our glutes, and we're going to start to circle our arms around. 8, keep breathing, 7, 6, tilting that pelvis, squeezing it tight, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Arms down, release the pelvis back, hands into the wall, push yourself away, and again, maybe circling one way, circling the other, shaking the legs. Okay, this time we're going to come back, we're going to circle the arms in the opposite direction. So again, your back is against the wall, you don't have to be right down, we've just got a nice position here. Breathing in, our pelvis, our glutes are all against the wall right at the moment, the lower part of our back. We're breathing in, we're pulling in our core. And as we breathe out, we're tilting our pelvis so the glutes come away from the wall, and we circle the arms forward for 8, keep breathing, 7, keep tilting the pelvis and squeezing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one, over you go, release the pelvis down, hands into the wall, push yourself away. Amazing, well done guys. We're going to do one more little bit with our backs against the wall. We're going to try and bring our legs down to a right angle. Okay, if that's too much, stay back to where you were, that's not an issue. So we're bringing ourselves back, we're coming down now to a right angle. And this here, we're just going to squeeze everything below. So breathing in, pulling in the core, and breathing out, you're squeezing. So So as you're breathing in, you're pulling in, and as you're breathing out, you're squeezing in. You're contracting everything below. You're squeezing your glutes. You're squeezing the pelvis. You're squeezing your thighs. Really squeezing tight there. Back nicely against the wall. You can do this with the legs further, not so bent. So whatever's best for you. If you're sitting on a sofa, still keep squeezing. Hands into the wall. Push yourself away and release it. You're going to feel it in your legs as well, guys. Okay, but working the legs is a good area to work the top of the legs or work in this area. Okay, amazing. We're going to do one more of those. So back again, wherever you feel is comfortable for you on the wall. Even if that's here, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry. I'm going to come down to my right angle. We're going to breathe in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, we're going to squeeze everything. Squeeze the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the top of the thighs. And let's hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push yourself into there, push yourself in up, and give your legs a rest. Okay, we're going to come round with our backs on the floor and our butts against the wall. Okay, if you're doing it from a seated position, from a sofa, you can do the same thing that I'm going to be doing against the wall, but you will just be doing it with your legs here. Okay. And then when I do both legs, if you want to push into your hands and push yourself up from there, okay, you can do it like that. We're going to be doing it against the wall. So if you're with me, then you come against the wall. So we've got our buttocks against the wall, as close as we can get them, and our feet are flat against the wall. And we're going to be pushing ourselves upwards. You're going to be doing the reverse. If you're seated, you're going to be pushing yourself up with your hands. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, pull in your core, and as you breathe out, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your pelvis, and just lift yourself gently. Just not going up miles, you're just going up a very small amount, and release. Breathe in, pull in your core, breathing out through the mouth, squeezing everything. As you do a slight lift, and then dropping back down. Breathing in, pulling in your core, and as you breathe out, push into your feet, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs, squeezing upwards, and gently coming back down. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, pulling in your core, and as you breathe out through the mouth, you squeeze everything and you lift. Let's hold it there this time, guys. Squeezing everything. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Rest down. Now, if you're seated, take your legs long. Even if you're on a sofa, straighten them out in front of you. For us, we've got our legs straight against the wall. If you're seated up on a boulder or whatever, just legs out in front of you. We're going to be lifting the legs. So if you're seated, you're going to be lifting your legs upwards. For us, we're just going to be bringing them away from the wall. We're going to do it breathing in, pulling in our core. And as we breathe out, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the pelvic area, and take the leg just gently away, right leg. Breathing in, pulling in the core. As you breathe out, left leg. Back to centre. So keep doing that, holding the core with your breath. Sorry, holding your core but with your breath, moving your legs. One and then the other. Just gently, backwards and forwards. This is moving the bottom of your glute area around the lower part of the I guess the birth canal area, so that will sort of tense and squeeze that a little bit as well, which is quite good. And then hold it there and relax. Take your arms out to a T shape. If you're seated, just to put your arms where they're comfortable. And for us, we're just going to hold it here for a moment and we're just going to rest. It's a little inversion here actually, if you have your legs up the wall. So it's quite nice, quite comfortable, but we're just going to relax everything, allow the legs to be heavy there. If they start to come down the wall a little bit, that's fine, they're just resting. And then let's take them back so that the feet again are flat either on the floor or flat on the wall. Taking the hands wherever's comfortable for you. Let's just do some more push-ups with our feet, breathing in, pulling in the core. And as we breathe out, squeeze in the lower area, pushing ourselves upwards. Squeeze everything, coming down, holding everything, don't let anything go. Breathing in, pull the core tighter if you can, and then breathing out, push your legs into the feet, into the wall, and lift yourself up. Lowering back down, breathing in, pulling in that core. So breathing in through the nose, core tight, breathing out through the mouth as you lift. Now last hold here for 8, 7, squeeze everything as much as you can guys, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Come back down, take the legs long again, and rest. Breathing in through the nose, sighing out through the mouth. Fabulous. Taking the arms out into either a T-shape or cactus arms if you're laying on the floor. Whatever's good for you. Cactus arms is opening the chest a little bit more. So if you are breastfeeding, this might be a little bit more difficult. You might want to take your arms just so they're in a T-shape. Fabulous. Okay, let's bring ourselves back round if we're against the wall, pushing ourselves up and bring ourselves round. Okay, now we are just going to try just a few pelvic tilts in a neutral, to get a neutral spine from a laying position. Again, if you're still not wanting to do this, you can do it again from the wall if that was good for you. You can do it from seated, you can do it from wherever's good for you. But it's a pelvic tilt, but this time we're going to be doing it from a laying position. So bring yourself down. I would suggest coming down from your side. If you have low blood pressure, come down from your left. And then roll yourself down and onto your back. So you've got nice, comfortable, your spine is nice and comfortable in the floor beneath you. So make sure it's nice and comfortable. The feet are firmly flat on the floor and your legs are hip width apart. Okay, pelvic tilt is getting a neutral spine. Hands in a triangular shape, take them over the front of your pelvis. You breathe in, you're pulling in that core, and as you do, you'll find the tummy goes down. As you breathe out, you just lift your pelvis just slightly. It's a very small move, and then you come back down. Okay, you can release here. When we get stronger, we don't release, we hold the core every time. So breathing in, pulling in your core. And as you breathe out through the mouth, you hold the core and you tilt the pelvis. You hold it there, squeeze, 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 and release down, relax. Breathing in through the nose, pulling in the core. And as you breathe out, tilt the pelvis upwards. Squeeze, 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 and release down. Do that one more time, breathing in, pulling in the core, and as you breathe out, you squeeze upwards, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the pelvis, pushing upwards, really hold it. Let's hold it there for 8, 7, but keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Amazing, well done guys, you've really worked that pelvis. Oh yes. Okay, we're going to go into some relaxation now. So if you are laying on the mat and you want to do your relaxation here, Then you can take your legs long, you can keep them mat width apart with the knees locked in. You can stay with your legs against the wall if that was good for you, if you felt comfortable there. You can stay seated, obviously, if you are seated. I'm going to come up to a seated position, okay? But you lay, if you wish, you go wherever's comfortable for you to come in to a little bit of final relaxation and meditation, thanking our bodies for the practice that it's just done. Could be your first practice since giving birth. You know, well done. It's like just a pleasure to have anybody here with me doing these practices and getting their bodies feeling a little bit more lifelike, a little bit more you, and a little bit more thankful for what it's actually just done, giving birth and carrying a child for 9 months. Your body takes a lot. So getting yourselves comfortable wherever you are, if you're laying, if you've got your legs against the wall, if you're seated, let's just start by releasing our shoulders up and down. If you're laying, just hunch the shoulders up and down. If you're seated, then just roll them back. If you're laying with the legs against the wall, there's probably not a lot you can do with your shoulders. Rolling them back and forwards now. Okay. And now we can all release our neck out. So if you're laying, if you've got your head against the floor because you've got your legs against the wall, if you're seated, just start to move your head from side to side. Just gently moving your head, releasing that neck. Slowing down. Being appreciative of yourself and what you're doing. Coming back to the centre, dropping your chin down to your chest. If you're laying on the floor, I would leave your neck as it was. That means if you was laying with your legs against the wall, sorry, I should have said that, then don't lift your neck. But if you're laying long, then you can. Closing your eyes down. Take a big breath in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. So you're going to breathe into your belly, okay? Your belly is your restful, calming breath. When you breathe into your chest, that's your panic, that's your flight mode chest breath, and that's not what we want. We want relaxation. So breathing into your belly, breathing and feel that belly full. Breathing out through the mouth with a big sigh. Breathing into your belly. Breathing out through the mouth. And then just a natural breath in and out with the belly rising and falling. Okay. All 10 toes. Let them relax. The soles of your feet, the tops of your feet, and your heels. Both feet fully rested. Your lower legs, so your shins, your thighs, your calves, your knees. Both legs, let them be rested. Feel them as they become heavy, wherever you may be. And again, the all-important area, the lower spine, the tailbone, the pelvis, and your lower core. Everything there, let it just be rested, be soft. Breathe into the legs and the pelvic and the floor area. Just breathe into it. Let it soften. Then your mid-spine and your tummy. Your upper spine and your chest. Let the torso just rest down. Let it feel light. but also heavy. So the lightness is the breath, the heaviness is the weight as it drops down into relaxation. Your fingers, all 10 fingers, palms of your hands, the backs of your hands, your wrists, the lower arms, the upper arms, and the elbows. So both arms soft and rested. Breathe into those arms as they rest down. Let the shoulders be heavy and rested. The neck and your head. Allow all your facial muscles to just release down. So maybe taking the tongue from the roof of the mouth, perhaps parting your lips, will allow the jaw to be rested. Your cheekbones to be soft, your nose, your nostrils, your eyes, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your forehead. Let the forehead be released. And then finally everything released from the top of the head as it softens. And start to feel the pulsing of your heart and perhaps your body moving with that pulse. As you rest deeper into this meditative state. And take your concentration to your third eye. Being mindful of that third eye, and perhaps the pulsing of your heart, rocking with your head and the third eye. And the synchronization. Now release that third eye stare and just allow the head to be comfortable. If you're seated, you may want to drop the head gently downwards. And again, focus on your heartbeat. How it gently rocks your body. Keep resting there. seated, gently lift the head but keeping the eyes closed. We're just going to start to bring a little bit of movement to our bodies. So wriggling your fingers, wriggling your toes. If you're seated, you might want to bring your legs out in front of you. And just moving the heels, waking the legs up. Before you open your eyes, listening to the sounds that you can hear close by and further away. Visualising the room that you are in. And then rolling your shoulders one more time backwards and forwards. Then rubbing your hands together. Wherever you are, rub your hands. If you're laying, if your legs are against the wall, just rub your hands together and take them over your eyes. Blink your eyes open. Spread your fingertips apart. Allow the hands to come away. Amazing, guys. Well done. Done absolutely brilliantly. Give yourselves a clap. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for joining me.